Comes to music artists and their documentaries, sometimes they're a big hit or a miss. Well, let me tell you right now, whether you know J Balvin or you don't, The Boy From Medellin is a must-see music documentary. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. My name is Zach. I am the Wolf of Geek Street, and if you guys enjoy movie reviews on a daily basis, then this is the channel for you guys. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as comment down below your guys' thoughts. Are you fans of J Balvin? Have you even heard of his music before? Is this your first time? Let's discuss it all down there. The Boy From Medellin is about Colombian singer J Balvin, who prepares for his 2019 homecoming concert and amid an intense political turmoil in Matthew Heineman's latest documentary. Now, for me, this is a documentary that when the screener hit my inbox, I wasn't that anticipating it because I didn't know who the hell J Balvin was. I don't know who he is. I don't listen to his music. I don't follow him on social media. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't even know what songs he had written. Then once you see the documentary, you're like, oh, I've heard that. Oh, I've heard that. Okay, I know his music, but I don't know him. And when it comes down to musical artists and their documentaries, again, sometimes they are a hit or miss. Sometimes they're very surface level approach and it's everything you already know. And then sometimes they can dig a little bit deeper. For the most part, what Boy From Medellin does is it does the most unexpected thing I possibly could have imagined, which it made me love J Balvin more than I ever did or ever thought I could. Because this is a very vulnerable look into his life. Deep, kind of dark, and actually touches on a lot of the depression that he faces. There are multiple moments in here where you see him partying and having fun, or even on stage singing to the crowds and singing to his fans. And then it just very quietly shows him at home, chilling, but like the distress, that stress that comes out of you is just sitting all there. And if you've ever gone through depression, you know exactly that. Where you go out in the world and you face the world and you have this big smile on your face, and then you go home and all your thoughts, your fears, your anxiety, all that sorts of things rush right through your brain. And I found this to be just, again, a very personable touch into one guy's life and actually showing the man behind that smile. And I don't think we get a lot of that or even enough of that at all, especially inside documentaries like this. Learning about the star and, again, the depression, the music, and the energy throughout the entire documentary is felt very much so, because this documentary flies by for an hour and a half. It doesn't even feel like that. You start it and it ends. And again, it feels like a wild ride, again, with his music and all the energy infused with throughout there, but again, touches on those personal moments that we were needing. The thoughts kind of going to that homecoming concert and how important it is for him, and in general, touching on the details of what made him the superstar he is now. Very deep and personable. Like I said, it's incredibly vulnerable to see how J Balvin actually let the documentary go into this in such high depths, especially when it touches on him so much. And I think as an actual personable touch, whether you know J Balvin or you don't, you're gonna come to respect him even a little bit more and maybe even become a fan of him afterwards. The structure of the documentary is actually really interesting, and especially for people who maybe never knew who J Balvin was, I think this is one of the best parts about it. Because again, for me, didn't know anything about the subject matter, didn't know anything about that. And sometimes documentaries like this, again, hit or miss, went into this, open-minded, but with some pretty low expectations, but walked out going, damn, that was pretty damn good. It's truly to be one of the biggest surprises of this year, and one that I can't reference enough, that if you're a J Balvin fan, you're going to really appreciate this. And if you don't know who the hell he is and you get the time, you should check this out. But I will say this isn't a perfect documentary by any side of the means. I think overall it touches on the aspects that the documentary needed to touch on. But for an hour and a half and how fast it moves, again, really brisk pacing, there are certain moments that it kind of breezes right over that I wish it would have taken its time with just a little bit more, or even would have started with J Balvin's life before touching on who he really is. It breezes past a lot of that, and I get a lot of it is the documentary of touching on him going back to his homecoming concert, and that's awesome. But there's a lot in there, like the political turmoil, that I think they could have dove into a little bit deeper, whether it's J Balvin and his whole entire life, and really diving into what made him, how he got started, stuff like that. And again, I understand that's not the point of the documentary, but for me personally, as someone who's never really followed J Balvin, that was something I wish it didn't breeze over. It does feel too short. It does feel rushed at moments. And even then, I feel like this maybe would have worked better as a docu-series, like a 3-episode thing, 3 hours fully of this guy's life, or in general, just a 2.5 hour kind of version that would have been fleshed out a little bit better. That's the only thing, is again, as vulnerable and as personable as it got, the miss in this entire thing is just how rushed it was, and I feel like J Balvin deserved a little bit longer of a story here. Maybe that's up to me now, because now I'm interested and I want to learn more about him. This documentary was a true surprise of the year and one of the first big surprises of 2021. I'm not a fan of him, but now I am. And I'm really curious to hear J Balvin's fans and how they think about this film, and in general, people who have never watched or even heard about him before and what they think about this documentary. So all that said, I'm going to give the J Balvin Documentary, The Boy From Medellin, a B+. Thank you once again, guys, for clicking on this. You guys are seriously all the best. Make sure to comment down below your guys' thoughts. Head on over to Samtron Films on how to see films early. And of course, it's a big thing to you and a big thing to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. If you guys are interested in supporting me over on Patreon, go check out the link down below. I do tons of fun things over there, and you guys are kind of big persuaders to what I will be doing on the channel. And there's a lot of cool little private chats and stuff like that that you might be able to get into as well. And if you want some t-shirts that I have my face on, then check out the link down below as well. But of course, guys, until next time, stay classy.